Hello, my friends. Pampered Chef Michelle here. I am sitting here with our CSA veggie haul. CSA is Community Supported Agriculture, and that is, I live in Brooklyn, New York. We don't have a whole lot of farms around, but we can pay a share into a farm that's upstate, and then they deliver what's fresh for the week. They divide up their harvest among however many people have paid in, and we get fresh veggies, farm fresh veggies. But what that means is for us, we do an every other week share. We get a whole ton of veggies every other week. And sometimes it's a challenge because I don't know exactly what's coming. And I'm not sure what to do with it, or you're getting all this at once. And for us, we like it to last 2 weeks because we go every other week. I find if we go every week, I just can't keep up. But this is much easier to keep up. Over the years, I've been a part of a CSA for, about 10 years now. I've developed some, habits to handle our produce and also to keep it fresh. One thing I have found is veggies that are farm fresh or picked probably that day that you got them do tend to last a little bit longer because they haven't endured the truck ride and then being on the supermarket shelves and whatnot. They were cut the morning that they were handed to me. So here we go. This is what I've got right now. I've got some broccoli right here. This is some cabbage. Actually, I'm probably not going to do anything with this today. This keeps really well. In fact, this kind of cabbage is like a Chinese cabbage. Is it Napa? It actually freezes well. I found this out on accident. We stuck a head in the freezer once, and it still was fine. It tastes really good in soup, and it's also good in salads. It's nice and tender and crunchy. We've got one thing about choy. It's a little wilty, but I'm going to show you a tip for how to deal with that in a second. We've got some zucchini. We have some lettuce. I'll show you that in a second. These are called, we get them once a year, they're called garlic scapes, and they're the green ends of the garlic before it blooms. They are so good in making like a pesto, or even just chopping them up finely and frying them. They're like a very subtle, more gentle garlic flavor, but we love them. And then we've got some green onions going here also. I'm not going to deal with those today. I'm mainly going to focus on lettuce and broccoli and our peas that are here. So right here I've got my broccoli. I've already washed it, and I've got our multi-pot. It's our 9-quart, part of our lifetime guaranteed cookware, with some water boiling in the bottom, and it has this collapsible boil over no more colander, strainer, steamer that goes in it, and I'm going to stick the broccoli in there and just blanch it, so then it's just ready to eat when I'm ready to eat it, and I don't have to worry about my broccoli beginning to flower. When your broccoli starts to get yellow, and actually on one side of one of these it's going to flower, and it doesn't taste as good. So you want to get your broccoli chopped up. And another thing we like to do is we like to roast our broccoli till it's crispy with some 3 onion rub on it. Oh, it's so good. But today I'm going to blanch it. So you just start by cutting off the stem. I want to talk to you. You guys hear about my knives a lot if you watch me very often. This is our Pampered Chef's knife. And you'll notice I'm not holding it like this. I'm holding it like this. You have more control this way of your knife. So I cut the stem off, and I'm just going to take the broccoli and cut it straight down the middle, and cut down the core again, and then just run around the core. And now I've got my florets just like that. Sometimes if you've got a big one, you want to split that down the middle too. Okay, it's a real easy way just to handle your broccoli. I have already washed this. You guys don't need to see me wash stuff. Plus my sink is on the other side of my kitchen. That means I have to run away from you. So see, this is starting to get a little old right here. It's still green on this side, so I want to make sure I get it cooked up pretty quick. And then I have on the stove in our multi-pot, I have a few inches of water, very generously salted with kosher salt. And I'm going to just steam it. And then I'm going to stick it in an ice water bath and store it in my fridge. It'll be perfect for salads. I really just enjoy broccoli, so I may just snack on it. Also just ready for dinner. Our kids, that's one of the few vegetables that our kids really don't argue about is broccoli. So I'll have it on hand. I don't have to worry about cooking it or it being too crunchy or whatnot. I have a question here. Hey, Robin. Hey, Audra. All right, guys. So I'm getting this. See how quickly it is to just handle your broccoli. And cauliflower works the same way. You just go around the edges, and then you end up with your nice florets. I'm steaming it today, but you can also blanch it and stick it in, right into the water for just like broccoli. I would probably do 2 to 3 minutes. These peas, more like a minute. And that may be what I end up doing with these peas. Okay, so that's it. 2 heads of broccoli done. And let me get so this is our collapsible strainer that you can get with your multi-pot. This can lay on the top and prevent boiling over. You can have it open up all the way and like cook your pasta in there or blanch your veggies in there and just pull it out and be without the water. Or you can just pop up the first layer and now have a very generous, I'm sorry, I did that backwards. Pop up the bottom layer because the top layer will interrupt with the lid. Pop up the bottom layer and you have a very generous steamer basket. And I'm just going to put my broccoli in here and then stick this on the stove to steam. Right. So I'm going to put this on to steam for a few minutes. All right. Sorry, I don't have a GoPro. You guys can't see me everywhere I go in my kitchen. Okay, next is, I see I've got some questions here. Oh yeah, Audra roast, you did 3 onion rub is so good. Okay, so next, scrape that aside for now. This is my lettuce. I've taken the root off here, so it's just the loose leaves, but it is a little wilty. This lettuce is fresh from the farm, so it's dirty. The best thing to do, and actually should have done it before the broccoli, that was my plan, is I put it in here, in our salad spinner, just like this, and I'm going to fill this clear bowl up for water and just let it set for a little bit. What it's going to do is it's going to revive my lettuce so it's crispy, and it's going to loosen up all that dirt, so it's going to get cleaner. This is great to do with your lettuce, your kale, your herbs. Cilantro, sometimes it's really sandy when you get it. You can do that with this as well. Our spinner comes with a smaller bowl that's perfect for small batches of herbs like your cilantro. So I'm going to put this in the sink to fill up. All right. And then here's one of my other big CSA tips is, so these are turnips that I got 2 weeks ago. Let's take a look at them. They look farm fresh. You cut all the greens off. Sometimes you cut the root off if you can. You stick it in a plastic bag. Don't wash it. Keep it as dry as you can with a paper towel. Stick them in the drawer where it's nice and dark, and they'll stay. All right, I've had radishes, carrots, turnips stay for a month or more this way. Turnips, what am I going to do with them? Hold on, let me turn the water off. So I live the low carb life. Turnips make a great substitute for potatoes. Sometimes I slice them in thin wedges and saute them in butter and pretend they're home fries. You can roast them. You can put them pretty much anywhere where you would like have potatoes. You can pretend they're hash browns, all kinds of stuff. And they're much lower carb than your potatoes. So that's one thing I do with my turnips. Radishes, also you can treat them that way. They have a little bit more bite to them, but radishes are incredible roasted in some butter. They're really nice, especially if you're in a CSA, you probably have had them, these breakfast radishes. They're really good that way. Okay, let's do a little turnip talk. Got that. And now I've got these are they say they're sugar snap peas. I don't know, you guys vote on it. Some of them look like sugar snap peas, but some of them are way too thick. So I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do with them. But I am going to trim this leafy end off and this hard stem. I'm going to trim both sides. I'm probably going to blanch them, and if they're still too tough, I'll just pop them open and knock the peas out. So those are my snow peas. Talked about bok choy, zucchini, all these things. Let me go check on my broccoli. Here's what I'm going to do with that. I've got our largest of our stainless steel mixing bowls right here. And it's got cold water in it. Let me see, broccoli, how you doing? Not quite there yet. And I'm going to put a whole tray of ice in it. Oops. All right, so it's nice and cold. Turns out somebody didn't fill the ice tray before putting it in the freezer. Okay, well, I've got some nice cold ice water going here. And once that broccoli's done, I'm going to submerge it in here, stop it from cooking, and then I'm going to stick it in one of our glass storage containers. Et voila. And then I'm going to be able to see that I have cooked broccoli ready to eat, and it's not going to be sitting perishing in the produce drawer where we leave all good vegetables to die, right? So that's going to go there. My lettuce, because the broccoli's not quite done, let me go check on my lettuce. All right, make sure pour the water out here, guys. My lettuce is already starting to crisp up, and that water I just poured out of it was pretty dirty. So let me show you how our spinner works. We have no strings on our spinner, nothing to get tangled up. It's just this pump action. You put it right here on top. You spin it a few times. Get some real speed going. There's a lock. I do the lock. This is our brake. Stop it. All right, the lettuce is nice and spun, and the water is filthy. So I'm going to do this about 3 times until I get that water clear. And then I'm going to make sure it's very dry, rip it up into the pieces that I want it in, and then I'm going to stick it in a Ziploc bag with 1 paper towel in it. And that lettuce is going to be good for a week to 2 weeks. It depends on the kind of lettuce. Like the real tender, like arugula, I can get maybe 5-6 days out of it. Kale, I can get 2, sometimes more weeks out of it, stored this way. So clean and dry with a paper towel. That paper towel sucks away the extra moisture and provides whatever moisture it needs back in. And that is how I process most of my CSA right now. Like I got a few things that are going to wait, but like the zucchini, I'll probably slice up and saute in some butter. These are too small for me to make noodles out of, but I can definitely, saute it. We use a ton of green onions in soups and flavoring, and then the garlic scapes I'll probably make into a pesto or something like that. The scapes will last a little while. The cabbage I can even stick in the freezer, and the peas and the bok choy I plan to eat this week as a special treat, probably in a stir fry. And I hope you guys appreciated it, enjoyed it. Don't let your good vegetables go to waste. This is prime season for them. Have a great day. See you soon.